Baby, I'm ballin', 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 ballin'. Baby, I'm ballin', 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 ballin'. Baby, I'm 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 ballin'. Ballin', ballin', ballin'. Baby, I'm ballin', 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 ballin'.
Give me the mic, I'm back, bitch.
Baby, I'm ballin'. Baby, I'm ballin'. Ballin'. Baby, I'm ballin'. Baby, I'm ballin'. Baby, I'm ballin'. Baby, I'm ballin', 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 ballin'. Bring that beat back. Baby, I'm ballin'. Baby, I'm ballin'. Baby, I'm ballin'. Baby, I'm ballin'. Baby, I'm ballin'.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to, well, the second to last match of this DPL season. What are words? We are in week 4, and today we have the match Core Dynamics versus LCG. I am TH Pine, and with me is Addax. Hi.
Hello, I'm
How are
Addax.
you?
I'm going to be your color caster today, and I'm doing pretty well, Pion. I don't
Cool.
really have much to say besides I'm excited for this match. The standings are definitely going to be affected by it.
Yeah, it's an interesting match for sure. We just talked about it. Basically, Core Dynamics is in an interesting position here because if they lose, it doesn't change much for them. They're set in on place 8 right now, and if they lose, they're probably battling out with 8 or 7 or whatever, something along those lines. But if they win, they get up there in top 3 or 4, and that's obviously huge because then they're guaranteed a good spot in the playoffs. And if they're down here, depending on what we do with the playoffs exactly, which is not set in stone yet, they might not be in the playoffs at all. So for Core Dynamics, this is really, really important. And for LCG, well, It depends. If they lose, they're certainly out. If they win, well, it depends. As I said, what we do with the playoffs, it's not quite clear. Yeah, it's an important match for sure, and it seems like we're going in already. So let's go over the players really quick. Do me the favor, Addax. What are the players
Sure
for
thing.
LCG?
So today on the residing German side, we're gonna have El Pablo, Gramstall, Kona Flecken, Lando, and Pays, which is their main lineup for the most part.
Yeah,
And on the side of Core Dynamics, we're gonna have I Spy, Breeze, Cross, Dagdog, and Red Elixir. So both of these teams are using, for the most part, their main lineups. So they'll be bringing a lot of firepower here to this match.
for sure. Yeah, like being a German myself, I'm a little bit biased here for sure. Uh, kind of rooting for the German guys.
I
We will
understand.
see how they play out. So
But
yeah,
moving
let's
on
let's
from
look at the
that,
first map.
the Germans are going to see to have a interesting defense plan here. It seems they want to go for not very much training control. They don't want to have many lurkers here. It seems they just want to remain in the site and lockers, and that might be a good choice because it looks like Core Dynamics wants to go for a garage and kitchen take. There are really two common takes on this map, and it's either the stretched out take the entire map or you pinch site immediately. What most teams do, they'll usually wall charge into lockers or they'll just try to pinch kitchen. And the
Mhm.
only other option for defenders there is either stack on site and give them the rest of the map, or you can risk having two lurkers here in office, which is what we've seen some teams do. It has worked out once or twice, but it's also backfired once or twice.
Yeah,
But
it's very risky for sure.
it looks like LCG is just deciding not to take that risk. They want to learn how Core Dynamics starts out, and maybe take that idea with how they play and learn to counter it as they get into this first match. On utility, it does seem like just some basic APs are coming out from Core Dynamics. And on the sides of LCG, it looks like the auto shotgun is going to be coming out first round. We have seen super weapons come out for the defenders on the first round recently, and that's actually caught plenty of attacking teams off guard. So we'll see if
Mhm.
Gramstall can do any work with the auto shotty. Other than that, like I mentioned, no lurkers here. It's just going to be a stack on site for LCG as Core Dynamics moves in towards this garage position.
Yeah, for sure. Yesterday we had this map as well, actually, and there were some interesting situations where because the western part of lockers is actually kind of hard to defend if the attackers can get full hold of kitchen. So yeah, LCG has set up there very well. Like Kuna Flecken is in kitchen, and then we have all the other defenders in lockers with the auto shotgun. So they really want to hold this. And yeah, the attackers going in want to go into kitchen from two sides apparently. Oh, Red Elixir is actually moving into wallbang position maybe. Ispi's been taken off guard here from Kuna Flecken, was going through kitchen, and now they're pinching on Kuna Flecken though. But he gets kill though here with the knack, takes a breeze before Dagdog gets the revenge kill here, and that means two attackers are down, and the defenders are still holding lockers with the barbed wire. There is a frag grenade, I believe. Yep, frag grenade, and destroys the barbed wire successfully. Gramsal is waiting behind that door with the auto shotgun there, so if someone opens that door, they don't have a shotgun, they have to kick it, so that's probably going to be a dead defender attacker really. Red Elixir is still waiting up there. It looks like he might be disconnected actually, or he's just holding the door. There, the door is open, and double kill for Gramsal with the auto shotgun here. Beautiful defense by him, and it seems like Red Elixir is not actually disconnected. He was just holding the northern door, but nobody was there because, well, yeah, all defenders stacked up in lockers, as Addax just mentioned, and now he's crawling through kitchen, but he has to face 4 defenders, which is going to be really rough. Not bringing a shotgun here for the attackers, I think, was a big mistake, actually, because that made it really hard to get into the door. So he's now flashing in and rushing in. Let's see if he can take a pick. He takes off Cramstall and Pace and Pablo. Triple kill for Red Elixir now. And now it's actually down to a 1v1. He's fairly low in HP, but it's only Lando left on the defense side. So this might actually work out. He doesn't have a flashbang. It's 17 seconds. He has to make a move now. Lando is just waiting patiently. He starts to defuse. Lando is taking a pick and takes the kill here and takes the first round for LCG. What a back and forth.
Impressive plays from Red Elixir there, but I'd have to
Yeah.
say the same for LCG. They definitely stood their ground, and having that one player alive, I mean, there was really no utility to pick up there for Red Elixir, so he just went for it, and that I think that actually caught LCG off guard slightly. We
Yep.
saw the kitchen players on the side of Core Dynamics. They all got shot down by that auto shotty. They were surprised, like most teams we've seen from a power weapon coming out first round. But I think Red Elixir was able to collect himself there, and that's why he got those 3 kills. Especially notice how Pablo and Pays were in a position they were fighting for cover slightly. So while
Yeah.
they still had the man advantage, they didn't really have as many angles to peek to win the fight. So Red Elixir kind of just used that to his advantage and turned it into a 1v1. But luckily, in the end, LCG was able to take back control of that round after 2 multi-kills on one on both sides. So moving on to Factory, we are going to see the Spider Hope layout. This is one with a sky bridge. Now, this sky bridge is actually very strong for attackers and defenders because we've seen some attackers just come straight through storage and take sky bridge, but we've also seen defenders set 2 people up here, one to watch the dock position and one to watch the storage position. And that's really strong because at that point, all you have to worry about is toxic, and most teams will just say, "Hey, let's just place this default barbed wire here on the toxic stairs or catwalk." And from there, you basically have the entire map locked down with 2 players except for toxic. And considering most teams usually go for power on C-Store instead of Toxic because those flares are usually a bit more effective on wide open areas like Factory, we see a lot of play towards Conveyor and Skybridge. We usually don't see a dedicated player for Toxic. So
Mhm.
it doesn't look like Core Dynamics is interested in this Toxic play though. It seems they do want to go for Dock. And what they're going to have to counter here is a pretty common play from defending teams. Most teams will set a barbed wire here on these 2 vats, as well as sit a player at the end of the staircase, and that's exactly what LCG has done. While it is a predictable play, LCG has really good angles off of these vats and can completely counter the dock play if they do it properly. Core Dynamics here, they're going to have to play it smart, and if they do bring utility, they're going to have to think very well about where they're placing it and make sure they get it right to win this round.
Yeah, it seems like they actually don't have barbed wire on the vats here, so this might be troublesome for them. See, Core Dynamics is pushing in through dogs. First shot's going through, but Duck Dog just squeezed through, unharmed, and is now taking Toxic on his own. So he's fine so far. The other attackers are still standing outside trying to take picks with their Black Tars. Cross has a Saber, is trying to shoot the defenders, deals some damage, but nobody dead yet. The defenders are rotating, trying to reposition themselves, getting angles. And now Spy is actually running in and is facing Pablo, takes him out. So first kill for the attackers here. But there's Kuna Flacken taking Breeze out. Oh, Price still going down to the attackers, shooting from south here. Now it's down to Lando and Kuna Flecken to hold this, but Red Addax here takes out Kuna Flecken, and now it's down to Lando again as last round, but this time he has to face 3 attackers, so this is going to be way more troublesome. He's waiting in office. Dog is moving past by him. It's been taken out, but Red Addax here is on the bomb already, so Lando has to be careful. Wow, nice shot from Cross here with the Saber across the factory floor into the window from Skybridge, securing the round for CD.
A good round from Core Dynamics there. It looked like LCG was waiting for some sort of utility to notify them that a push was happening, but since no utility went in when Core Dynamics pushed, the kill on El Pablo was easy for I Spy. He didn't have to worry about it because El Pablo was not ready, giving him the gunfight. And from there, since the 2 players on site for LCG were focused on I Spy, that gave Red Elixir the double kill on site, and that just left Lando alone to try to clutch a 1v3. He did get the one on Dagdog, which was kind of surprising. I bet Dagdog wasn't expecting that position, but
Yeah, he
in the
didn't check
end,
his corners.
Cross was just able to hold that common Skybridge position, and it just gave them the round. They surprised them without using any utility to notify them when they were pushing.
Yeah, I think LCG was a little bit off guard by a dog push there. It was not quite what they were expecting, and yeah, Codynamics just predicted it well that they could go through there without much defense, and it went well for them.
Yeah, and we are onto a newer C store, I'm pretty sure now. Most of these new
Yeah.
C stores we've been seeing is very large open storefronts and long freezer hallways on the right side. But for this one, we actually see another hallway on the left side. It's going to be a bathroom stalls, as well as shed on the left side of the map. So there are actually 4 entrance points for the attackers at this point. They obviously have the shutters at the front of storefront, but they also have the shed red door, as well as green storage and red arcade. Now, the main issue with each of these is if you go shed and bathroom, if you have a lurker there, that's going to be really good for the defenders. But honestly, there's not going to be much there. That doesn't seem like a very useful part of the map. So if the attackers play it right, they can easily push into storefront from there. But the issue from there is having to figure out all of these angles. Now, if you opt for storage, you have a bit more of a safe push, but they know you're going to be going green if you want to play economy. So they'll have people set up an office and arcade to watch those positions. If you want to go storefront, I would say that's the best play. If you were able to just wall charge storefront open, you can take over an entire side of storefront and from there just hold hard angles. And then arcade, if you want to go through there, you're going to obviously have to counter these hard barbed wires and also worry about possibly an angle from bathroom into freezer, especially with this bomb being in the middle of the site, as with cover from arcade and freezer. It seems like shed and office might just be the way to go, and it looks like Core Dynamics is opting for that. They have completely ignored this arcade and storefront side.
Yeah, I mean, LCG still has 3 barbed wires, and they use them to completely shut down or cut off the northern part of the map, and they're all positioned in freezer and storefront, and just put a barbed wire in any doorway that leads into that area. But Core Dynamics is pushing it through bathroom now, throwing a flash there, and now they're kind of they're spamming the bathroom stalls. Actually, no, that was Gramstar shooting through the door with the auto shotgun, I think. Did some decent damage actually, and now a Molotov is in there, so they have to pull back. At the same. Oh, wow, friendly frag grenade kill. Ah, that's unfortunate. Cross wanted to destroy the barbed wire. Well, he did so, but also took out I Spy in the process. So that's unfortunate. And Gramstar with the auto shotgun is actually pushing the attackers here in bathroom, taking the first one out. Red Elixir is struggling, is falling back, but now Gramstar is rotating back. Red Elixir rushes in, but is being taken out by Kuna Flecken here rather quickly. And Dagdog is trying to take the revenge kill here, but Kuna Flecken can evade it and falls back. And now it's 2 attackers versus 5 defenders, looking pretty good for LCG here. Breeze and Dagdog are trying to reposition themselves, not quite sure where to go. They're kind of split up now. Breeze is waiting for, putting a smoke grenade onto the one door arcade and is now going the other, but there are 2 defenders in freezes, so I'm not sure if he can get through there. Now he can't. Lando takes him out with a beautiful shot here. Now it's down to Dagdog trying to secure this last round versus auto attack from auto shotgun from Gramstar here, and to no avail. And that's no defender down. Beautiful round for LCG.
Yeah, that's great from them. That was a very clean sweep. I'd like to point out Gramstall and Konaflecken really played off each other really well there. When when Gramstall had to fall back and reload, Flecken immediately pushed up and replaced him. So they were able to play off each other really well there, especially with the cover in front of storefront. They had so much cover in storefront, even though it was pretty open in the southern part. So they were just able to funnel those attackers on the side of Core Dynamics and bathroom. And when Core Dynamics had to rotate over to arcade, I think Breeze there was hoping to pull attackers off freezer by smoking arcade, but they just held their position because they knew they still had one more attacker bathroom. So they just held where they were. Paze was holding arcade with a shotgun, and from there it was just holding angles for a 1v4, and they were able to pretty easily take that round because of the angles and the way they played off each other. Great coordination, honestly, from LCG. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I agree. That was a very, very good defense by them. Seems like they were very coordinated there, especially, yeah, as you just mentioned, and how well like they traded positions basically back and forth, and they had still 3 barbed wires left, and they make good use of them, and it was impossible for Core Dynamics to get through that defense. So let's see how Core Dynamics does on the defense and LCG now on the attack.
Yeah, LCG now on the attack. It looks like they're gonna maybe opt for that wall charge play that we see a lot of teams do.
Looks like
And
it.
the counter play from Core Dynamics might actually be perfect here. It looks like they're opting for a garage play or possibly office. So we might see some lurkers come out here. We usually don't see anybody in training, but that might be a key rotate here for Core Dynamics on the defense. We do see 3 marked barbed wires. So I'm not sure about this one on North Kitchen. While it is pretty popular, so you're able to just hold a kitchen push from training, it's not as effective as the one here on Lower Kitchen. It seems they've realized this. They are going to opt for only 2 barbed wires this round, it seems like. But the one in North Kitchen is still going to be going down. So the counterplay here is going to be work really well for Core Dynamics if they have those players office, which they do. But let's see if LCG recognizes the common counterplay here. They do have a shotgun on Gramstall as well as just 4 APs. So it looks like Breeze is sounding. He is ready for it. He's
Yeah, they actually did not put a barbed wire in the other door though. Now they're pushing in, and Breeze is waiting for them, and he's probably coming around that door in a second. He's waiting for his perfect spot, but Pablo's actually watching that door, and Breeze is a little scared, falling back. Pablo's actually wall banging wall. Now going in with the wall charge. Gramstall and Lando rushing in. Molotov is out, but 2 attackers are in on site already, and trying to take out Cross across the gap in the center of the room here, while the others are fighting off. Price has actually been taken out there, and Gramstall and Lando are waiting for support of the teammates. Pablo is now going into kitchen, while I Spy is rotating. Might encounter Gramstall here in the lockers room. Sorry. And now Kuna Fleck is in there as well, so with 3 attackers in, but oh, nice crossfire here from Cross and Dagdog, but ooh, Pablo coming from behind, taking out Addax here. Cross is down as well, and takes out Dagdog, and that looks fairly, actually, I don't know. Now Iceby and Breeze rotated down here, so yeah, Pablo took them out, but Breeze and Iceby took out his teammates from behind, and now he's in a 1v2 situation, doesn't have any flashbangs left, and has to kind of push in here. Seems like he can get around the first cover where the barbed wire was undefended, so that's good for him, but he still has to take out 2. They don't know where he is, apparently. They're still looking garage, so he might be able to take them off guard. Now he starts to defuse, baits them, takes out Iceby here. Breeze is pushing in, and Pablo takes him out as well, took the auto shotgun here, and got a beautiful quadra kill, actually. Wow, good job.
Impressive on Pablo's end. What really happened there was they were aware of that garage play, so they perfectly countered it and just immediately had 2 people push into sight on the side of LCG. Now, because they didn't go after and try to pinch these office players while they were waiting for support or a Molotov to go off, kind of did bite them in the end. It got 2 kills for the side of Core Dynamics and kind of swung around in their favor. Pablo was able to wrap around and use the utility that was dropped on Gramstall as well as Dagdog, that auto shotty I'd like to mention, to bait those players, bait Breeze and Iceby to come out. And from there, we saw an auto shotty on the first round like that. So what happened there was that auto shotty worked out well. It got a double kill because of those close ranges. And Pablo realized that. He did the same exact thing that LCG had done in previous rounds. He picked up that auto shotty, and since he had used it before, he knew, hey, this is the range I need to use it at. I can bait the bomb, and then it's an easy 2 kills for me because they're going to push me. And that's exactly what he did. And he perfectly baited Breeze and Spy because they peeked him 1 by 1. If they had maybe peeked him at the same time or double peeked him, they could have possibly taken him out. But Pablo, 4 kills in the round. It's impressive from him. Congratulations. He clutched up that round very well. But back to Factory, now seeing Core Dynamics on the defense for this. We'll see if they mimic what LCG did, or will they go for a fan play? We might see some toxic control here, even though most teams don't do it, because LCG, while they are very coordinated, they tend to go for off-meta plays, which can surprise their opponents. As I've mentioned, the auto shotgun or super weapons first round really throws teams off, as well as just playing those interesting off angles like we saw earlier. Dagdog get taken out because of an off angle in Office that he didn't clear. So we'll see how it turns out. It looks like LCG is going for another off-meta play, but Core Dynamics, they do have a possible barbed wire setup for the east side of the map. We'll see if that benefits them. I'm predicting right now that it probably will, because it's going to slow down those pushes, especially with a player holding on to docks.
Yeah, we will see about that. I don't see many teams pushing fan here. Usually, what I saw before was the attackers going through storage and then just shooting the fan from inside. But it seems like LCG just wants to commit to this fan play with the door charge. But actually, Core Dynamics is kind of predicting this. They have a mob with Cross sitting south, and then an Ingmar on Red Elixir sitting on a staircase. So they might be able to hold this off. But it's really hard to hold this room.
As well as the Saber. Note the Saber on Gramstall.
Oh, we have the Saber on Gramstall. Oh, that's yeah, okay. He's smoking off Cross, so that's really good. That gives him kind of free entry here. But Elixir is throwing out Molotovs together with Dagdog, but is then pulling back to Office, and that's exactly what I saw in earlier matches on this map. It's just hard to hold Toxic, especially when the side on south is being cut off with the smoke grenade, as Gramstall just did there. So now they can push in. Gramstall is sitting on fan, holding the southern angle with the Saber, while the rest of his team is coordinating to now take power, I would assume. They're crawling across the barbed wire. Cross took a shot there, did hit, but only the body. Gramstall could not take him out in revenge. And now Pablo is pushing in to Office. Oh, gets traded. that was actually a trade? I thought that's not possible in this game. What? Okay, well, they're both dead. So that's a 4-4 now. Interesting. And now the attackers are kind of split up, but it's Stark, so it's their advantage right now. Cross has been taken off in the crossfire here, but now the defenders with the double kill here, taking down Kuon and Flecken and Pice, and now it's down to Lando and Gramstall against the attackers who are all crouched up into the northern part of the map. Ice Spy being taken out, but Deck Dog takes a revenge kill on Lando here, and now it's down to Gramstall, who should be aware that his opponents are both north. Breeze is still hiding in office. Deck Dog waiting on the bomb. Gramstall is moving very, very slowly with the saber. Now he's rushing forward. Deck Dog misses the shot there because Gramstall started sprinting, and he takes the kill on him. Has 20 seconds now to take out Breeze and defuse the bomb. He's probably gonna bait the bomb there. He's 15 seconds. That should be fine. That's enough time. Oh, he's actually trying to take Breeze. Breeze taking a long way around. This might be too far. Actually jumping through Toxic, taking some damage to get to bomb in time. He's a knockdown, really, baby. He takes the shot. Cannot take. Wow, such a close kill here on Gramstall. Good job by Breeze jumping through Toxic. I didn't see that one before.
That was stressful. That was stressful, to say the least. That round, we saw a trade come out for the first kill. That was that set the pace for that round.
That really threw me off, because the last time I talked to Ozzy about this topic, he was like, no, we don't want trades. It should not be possible to trade, if I remember correctly. So maybe they changed something in the back end a little bit, or I misremember. I think now, actually, when I think about it, I think he mentioned like one very, very specific circumstance where it's like it could happen to trade, but it's very, very rare. Yeah, and I guess we just got that one.
We saw Core Dynamics actually hold Toxic perfectly there. They didn't have a player there. They just double Molotov both the bridges, and all of LCG was stuck in that bottom Toxic, while the rest of Core Dynamics had about 15 to 20 seconds while those Molotovs faded to just reposition and take fights that were favorable, including having 3 people in office, having 1 on those VATS position and 1 on bomb. And wow, Breeze, that was a race for time, to say the least.
I would not have made that call to go south.
That was a split-second decision. He knew he either had to drop Skybridge or go stairs, and he just completely threw Gramstall off that way. And that was wow. That was
super
impressive.
ballsy.
Yeah, it was. But now back to C-Store.
Through Toxic, like
yeah, we have seen
wow.
We have seen 1 or 2 teams do that as a desperate measure, but not while the bomb's being defused. So
he could have just jumped through Skybridge.
Yeah,
but actually it worked out well, because Gramstall was expecting exactly that. You saw him, he tapped the bomb, and then immediately rushed around the corner, shooting at Skybridge, and Breeze was like, oh, no, I'm not going that way.
Exactly. But now to C-Store, no bridges here, but there is some sort of There's always those 2 lanes. We have the lane on the east and west side of the map. Obviously, that bathroom is going to be a choke point. We saw it last time with the auto shotty. We might see it again this time with 2 players on these bakery shelves at the north side of storefront. And it looks like that might be the case. There is going to be 1 bathroom player, and also a lurker in arcade, probably going to be aware of the storage push. But we'll see if they stop it single-handedly, or they decide to rotate off for teammates' help. There are going to be 3 players for Core Dynamics on this north side of the map, and it looks like they're more interested in just trying to get LCG pinched in between them, it seems.
Yeah, the defenders don't have an auto shotgun because the attacker stole the first round, and I guess they just saved in a truck without bullets. So yeah, no auto shotgun for the defenders here, and seems like they want to wall charge storefront late with Gramstall sitting there with the Black Tar, while the other attackers are pushing in through green. Search shooting open the doors with shotguns, flashing into arcade now. Deck Dog is falling back. It's been taken out anyway though by Kuon Fleck, and Pice takes a kill here as well, but Riddick gets the revenge kill in office. At that point, Gramstall blew open storefront and is holding that line of sight. Breeze kind of stuck in Teller now, and Cross is holding power on his own. Lando taking out Red Elixir here very nicely, and now it's down to 2 defenders. So this is looking pretty good for LCG. They have control of the bomb side, and Breeze and Cross have to make a move here, but Gramstall is holding that angle, which makes it really hard for Cross to move. But I guess he gets an angle through the window there, so it's not too bad. Pablo is trying to shoot at Breeze through the pedal. Oh, Teller succeeds and takes an shotgun through the Teller hole. Well played, and now it's down to Cross, who's trying to take out Lando here, who's on the bomb. He can deny him from that, but they're just gonna continue with that. Pablo's trying to take... Oh, Cross kills him though. Pablo wanted to take him, but there comes Lando. But it stops defusing for a second and takes him out. Very strong round for LCG, making it a 4-2.
Good round from them. They already have match point, and to say the least, I wasn't expecting this. LCG has definitely proved themselves here. Their coordination is unmatched to the likes of Core Dynamics right now. So what happened that round was Core Dynamics they kind of spread out on that arcade. They had Dagdog and Red Elixir kind of spread out onto the opposite sides of arcade. And while that could have worked out well for them, they could have pinched somebody pushing in. The one kill without the support there kind of just snowballed, and it gave them north side control of the map. And from there, they were just able to force both the defending players on Core Dynamics into the teller's position as well as the freezer to hold bomb. And from there, it was just a simple, hey, hold angles, stick the bomb, put pressure on them, put pressure on the defenders, force them to peek us. We don't have to take these fights. And that's exactly what happened, forcing the round to go to the side of LCG. Good coordination from them.
And they have game point now. If they take this, they take the first game. So it looks good for them. If Core Dynamics wants to prevent that, they have to win 3 rounds as attackers now. And it seems like they're heading for the wall judge play again.
Exactly. They
Well,
are gonna
not again. That was LCG's play last round.
what LCG was doing. So we'll see if LCG opts for the same counterplay that we see for this, or if they just decide to stack site and see if it works out like it did last time for Core Dynamics. I'm hoping to see some sort of training plays eventually here, because that's a very strong area of the map that people don't pay attention to very often. You have wall bangs from office into garage. You have wall bangs from training into garage. You have wall bangs from lockers into garage. There's so many different spots that you can just wall bang from this north and east side of the map. And people just don't really take advantage of that, even though there's so much cover in these positions, because people think they're safe in lockers, so they stack there. But in reality, things like the black tar, the mop, and the saber can wallbang these lockers. So you're not safe in lockers at the end of the day unless you're behind several layers of cover, which isn't very easy to manage when you have 5 players stacked there. But we did see Core Dynamics pull that off somehow, and we'll see if LCG can mirror that, or if they'll have that one lurker up in training, which is Kona Flecken.
Yeah, Kuhn Flecken is sitting in training with a knack and waiting for his time to shine, while the rest of the team is hunkering down in lockers with 2 barbed wires on the doors and just all sitting there. Groundstar brought the auto shotgun again. But this time, CD is going with through garage with the wall charge. So this might through a pinch in their what's the word the saying? Anyway, it might throw them off. We will see. They flashed into garage and are now all going there. Oh, there come the wall bangs from Pablo, dealing some damage here. Lando is doing this as well. Wall charge is going off, but one attacker is fairly low already. They're pushing in. Lando taking the kill, but this revenge kill. I traded off here really quickly. And now the Red Elixir is coming from the other side. Frag grenade does not really hit anyone. Molotov is in the center on bomb though. With Red Elixir taking the shot here on Groundstar. Now the auto shotgun is actually down. Well played by him. Pice is trying to take out, but Red Elixir with another kill on Pablo. And Pice is kind of stuck here now against 4 attackers. This is not looking good for him. He's hiding in the smoke. No smoke is over though. And Red Elixir is right next to him with the shotgun. He runs away and survives, but Breeze takes him out from behind. And that was a very clean round for Core Dynamics.
Yeah, very
making it a 3-4.
Flecken really couldn't. I think you were going for the phrase "couldn't throw a wrench in their plan."
That's what I wanted to say. Yes,
but the potential was definitely there for Flecken. He could have wallbang training, or even come around to where the barbed wire was and just counter that wall charge. Because what we saw Core Dynamics do is we saw them immediately push in and take out Lando. And that just gave them the entire lockers control, because there were 3 players on the opposite side, sort of pinched towards kitchen. And because Garage has a direct entrance to kitchen, you have nowhere else to go if you're trapped in that kitchen locker door area. You either have to fight them, or you have to fall back into garage and get pinched. So the positioning there was a little bit off, and it seems that Core Dynamics took advantage of that, even though there was the potential there for LCG to just hold hard angles and win the round. So Core Dynamics possibly starting a comeback now. 3-4, still match point for LCG, and back to factory it is. We are on to LCG's defense on this, and we'll see if Dagdog falls to that angle again, or if he clutches up the round this time. I would love to see him redeem himself for that. But Core Dynamics, they do want to abuse this line of sight again on Skybridge. That was very strong for them, especially in the post scenario where they had control of the bomb and they were already putting pressure onto the defenders. And it seems they're gonna ignore toxic and storage for the most part. We might see another docks play, but LCG very primitive plan here. It just seems like they only have
So
one
far,
barbed
yeah.
wire set up, and they might just be saying, "Hey, let's just hold these basic positions and let's win our gunfights." It seems they're confident enough in their gunfights, and they are rightfully so, that they could win this one out here if they work together well enough. But Core Dynamics, the odds are stacked against them right now. But with the plan they have set up, possibly a storage take and ignoring toxic and
Seem-
smoking that skybridge position, we might
Seems like
we might
CD
see.
wants to go office actually, so that's gonna be interesting because that might throw LCG off quite a bit if they come through the red door in office. They might be stuck here. The defense might get stuck here. Gramstal being completely out of position if that happens with the mob here in the northern part. So this could be very interesting, and seems like that's exactly what happens. There is a barbed wire though in office now, and Pablo is holding it with the shotgun. So that might be enough to give enough to give Gramstal time to reposition. Actually, it seems like Pablo heard them and called it out, and Gramstal is immediately repositioning, and so is Lando. So now two people holding that barbed wire. The dynamic splits off and to storage as well. So they're waiting on the door still, pushing through storage. Now they blow it open. Instant Molotov going out, and Red Elixir and Cross have to fall back. Cross took a little bit of damage there, actually quite significantly. I know they have to wait. And yeah, that kind of didn't work so far for them, but he's waiting. He still wants to go in there. Spy and Duck going in, though, both being taken out. But Kuna Flatten has fallen to Spy before that happened. But yeah, Lando and Pies just got a beautiful crossfire there. Gramstar is holding the southern part with the mob, and Cross is moving there, so this might be work out badly for him. Pies taking out Red Elixir below the bridge. Cross taking out is not going south though. Instead, he's taking power and is going through office. Breeze is going into office. I don't think he realized Pablo is there. No, he did. A little late. He fell back though, and is safe again, but he's still not in the building. So Cross is trying to help him out here. There's a flashbang, and he's rushing in. Is he being able? Pablo's waiting there with the shotgun. He's looking, and Pablo takes it out. Oh, this is looking really dire for Cross now. And keep in mind, this is game point for LCG, and they're four versus 1 right now. This is looking very good for them. Cross is still good on time, but he has no utility left. Oh, Gramstar with the kill through the window, securing the game here for LCG. 5-3, very good start for them for sure, but a very close match, I would say, so far.
Pion, I have something to surprise you with there. That wasn't a window kill. That was just a lucky wallbang.
Oh, really?
He
You wallbanged with the mob? Sweet.
Cross was just waiting for the
Oh,
for the open opportunity to cross Skybridge there, and
you're
Gramstal was
right.
like, "Yeah, I know he's there. I'm gonna take the shot," and he hit it somehow.
You're right.
Impressive
He's
from
not
him.
in position. He was not in front of the window yet. I just realized. Yeah.
But
Wow.
Core Dynamics, they almost started the comeback there, but LCG proving their coordination was on top with that first game, and while we didn't see any trades on that factory round, I did get some confirmation from Aussie that it technically is possible because of ping difference and
Yeah.
server side and client side. So while you said they aren't really pushing for it to be in the game, which they aren't, it is technically possible because of those
Yeah.
ping differences
It's
that we
just
have
super
right now.
rare. It's super
So
rare.
yeah, it's a very uncommon occurrence, and that may have helped win the round there. So Core Dynamics, they may be a little heartbroken right now, but they have definitely shown that they have the opportunity to take back these final two maps.
I mean, it was
Right now,
5v3, so 5-3.
LC
So this is
LCG looking strong to say the
this
least.
was it was not like, I mean, they played with LCG is surprising me. Like usually what is like Gramstar, I talk to Gramstar kind of regularly,
Yeah,
and what he's always saying is like when they're playing in scrims or pubs, they're super coordinated and they're focused, concentrated, and everything works very well. But as soon as they're in a in a league match, they all lose their nerves and they go full panic mode, and the communication
yeah,
completely breaks down. And I didn't have the impression that this happened in this game at all.
yeah.
So I think, I mean, I saw them scrimming multiple times through this week. So I guess they prepared and they decided, well, let's try to work on that problem, and it paid off. And so far, looking good. But it was 5-3, so Core Dynamics definitely has has shown their strength there as well, and I don't think this was very one-sided at all. So everything is still possible here for sure.
Yeah, I was talking to Gramstall as well as Dagdog on the side of Core Dynamics, and
Hmm.
both of these teams have been focusing recently after their last matches, really like a lot on their coordination, and it's definitely showing here for both sides, and it's I think it's paying off to say the least for at least LCG right now.
Right now,
Core
yeah.
Dynamics still has the potential to bring it back though, 5-3 like you mentioned, and unless these teams are ready to go, we might just take a short break while we wait for the second match to start. Is
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. So
We'll
we'll be
be
back
right
with
back.
map 2 in just a moment, everybody.
No, I don't care if they put us down. No, I don't care if the sky falls around us. We're riding on a pink cloud. Out, out. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. I don't care. We're riding on a pink cloud. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Our mother is the boom in the baseline. Our father is the backbeat halftime. They say we were born under a bad sign. We say yes, so what? We're the ones who create our own world. Friendly assassins known as pegboard. All glory and praise to the bad Lord. Kill 'em all with love. I don't care if they're talking about us. No, I don't care if they put us down. No, I don't care if the sky falls around us. We're riding on a pink cloud. Out, out. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. I don't care. We're riding on a pink cloud. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. We're riding on a pink cloud. I don't care if they're talking about us. No, I don't care if they put us down. No, I don't care if the sky falls around us. We're riding on a pink cloud. Out, out. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. I don't care. We're riding on a pink cloud. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. No, I don't care if the sky falls around us. We're riding on a pink cloud. Out, out.
Welcome back, everybody. This is going to be map 2 of Core Dynamics versus LCG. In the first map, we saw LCG take a 5-3 lead, a commanding charge of this series, and impressive to say the least. I am going to be action casting right now. Pion, my color caster, is here as well. Pion, are you surprised at all with the first game?
I was super surprised. As I mentioned earlier, like LCG used to struggle a lot during the first 3 weeks. And it seems like they worked on that issue and they're very focused, very coordinated, and managed to pull that off. A few nice clutches in there as well. So that was pretty cool. And we will see if Core Dynamics can change the pace of the game a little bit now in their favor. And we'll find out soon. I still have struggled getting in. I hope you're in already.
Yeah,
So
I'm
please
having
feel
some
free.
slight issues, so it'll just take
I
a
guess
second.
just gonna switch to the
Yeah,
backup stream.
I'm just restarting real quickly. So
Actually,
we'll
I
be
don't have a backup stream yet, so
so, but
well,
more
while we're
dynamic.
waiting,
Yeah,
while we're
go
waiting,
ahead.
let's announce really quick the last match of the season, actually,
Exactly.
tomorrow at 2 p.m. EST. So the same time as this match today will be Eric Addax versus Darklight Studios. So that's going to be the last match. And then we're going to transfer over to the playoffs probably in 2 weeks, I imagine. But the details regarding that will come out next week for sure.
Yeah, I'm still having some issues joining the match, so we'll get
Yeah.
them fixed in just a moment. Yeah.
Okay. So,
So, in
no,
terms of core dynamics and LCG, so far we saw a surprising take from LCG, but core dynamics, do you still think they have the potential, or have they lost a little bit of steam here?
I think they still have the potential for sure. They were the favorite in this matchup. They were the ones. They're the ones that are uh, with the better standings right now. And like I think they can take this. I think they were caught by surprise as well, like from LCG's performance, and you know they just have to adapt a little bit and work on their or not work, but like improve their coordination a little bit for the second game. They had some slight missteps in the first game. We had this friendly fire frag grenade kill on the C-Store map that was very unfortunate, and we had other few missteps here and there. And I think if they get it together, they certainly have a shot here. It seems like we have some technical difficulties. The game broke up, so everyone is restarting and trying to get it running as fast as possible. So we should be good in a moment. But yeah,
In the
I
meantime,
definitely think they can take this if they really want to.
in the meantime, you did mention tomorrow's match. Any early predictions for that? Because I am going to be casting that tomorrow. I'm pretty sure.
It's hard to say. Like, here's the thing: both teams. Well, it's the bottom of the ladder, right? It's the bottom of the ladder. Both teams did go 0-3 so far. So nobody really showed any real strength, and this season anyway. So it's going to be interesting which of the teams actually takes their first victory tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I'm personally
so
gonna be rooting for the Aardvarks, but if DLS can prove them wrong, I'd be pleasantly surprised.
I mean, DLS has the advantage of being the veterans in this case. Like DLS was around during the first season, like the pre-alpha season already, or not pre-alpha, the alpha season already. So they're more experienced. They could not really capitalize on that this season at all, but they're playing together for a while now. So this might be the final tipping point here, and in their favor, and actually decides tomorrow's match. We'll find out tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, the teams are loading in now, so
I can finally connect.
yes, same here. So Core Dynamics versus LCG, the second game. Do you think there's going to be a possible change in pace here, Pine, or are you going to stick with your German gut and go with LCG?
I mean, I would love to see Core Dynamics taking this game and then LCG taking the third. Like, that's just my personal preference, what I would like to see. But I mean, I'm fine with any result, really. Like, both teams had an interesting season so far. Like, Core Dynamics actually fairly strong so far. LCG was struggling, but improving quite a lot. So I think both teams would be worth of winning the game here for sure. So yeah, we will see how it works out. But like, especially, I really loved the first game. It was certainly one of the most fun games I've seen so far this season. So that was definitely, they were brilliant plays and big back and forth. It was very balanced. 5-3 is a fairly balanced score. I mean, almost as balanced as it gets. And so I just hope that it continues like that. And I've been kicked by easy anti-cheat. I should definitely turn off my wall hacks and stuff like that. Now, that's just a common issue we have right now. Sometimes spectators get kicked by easy anti-cheat. It apparently only affects DPL. Also, it's a little weird. It might either be connected to the test branch, or it might be connected to having multiple spectators in the same match. We're not quite sure, but it's been reported, and yeah, Nathan or Tripnell is taking a look at it, and we'll not Tripnell, actually, Andrew is taking a look at it. So we'll hopefully improve on that situation soon, because it's a little annoying, especially when it happens to stream.
Yeah, having a slight issue here connecting to the game.
Let's see. Okay, I can connect again. Let's just hope I don't get kicked again.
Let's hope you
So
don't
you,
get kicked. I might have to
yeah,
ask. I might have to ask one of the staff for a backup on me. but
yeah. Okay,
uh,
seems like our backup stream is not in either. So I mean, that's not
Ion.
actually. It probably means that the stream is not in. So I guess I'm going radio mode for the first one.
Yeah,
if
I
I
guess you're going
can.
for both right now, real quickly,
Game
while
freeze.
I
No,
load in.
actually, no, I'm good. I'm good. Okay. So
Yeah,
yeah,
give us
as
a
long as
moment
the
while you
stream
get
is
in,
not live,
Ion.
I'm just gonna try to radio this. The first map is Full Raven. Codynamics is on the attack. It's a C-Store map. It has a huge storefront, very center actually storefront. Like all the other rooms are surrounding it on all three sides except for south. And it seems like Codynamics, well, it's going for a conservative eco play here, going through shed on the northwestern part of the map. And the defenders have the auto shotgun. Are you in yet, or should I continue?
Go ahead and continue. I'm just
Okay.
I'm restarting my game real quick. It froze me on the when I loaded it
Okay,
in.
all right, all right. Codynamics is not all in shed. Opening the shotgun open the first rooms, but bathroom and office are both empty. The defender's mostly stuck in storefront, actually. Gramstar's waiting behind the door with the auto shotgun here, taking the first shots at Cross. Cross is really low HP, but managed to get evading here. But there's also Kuna Flank shooting over the shelves, and Cross and Daktuk are trying to do this here, but while the rest of the team of the attack is going south. Oh, there's the first kill. Lando coming around with a beautiful flank, taking out Cross, and the attackers kind of split up now. Some of them are south, some of them are north, but everything is really barbed off, and they have a hard time getting in here. Daktuk and Lando in the long range fine. Lando actually pulling back now, a little scared, really low at HP. Attackers are not quite sure where they should push in yet, are going back and forth, waiting for, like, trying to reposition themselves, finding a good spot, a weakness in the defense of LCG. And now they're on the door again, on the bathroom door again with the barbed wire, where Gramstar is still waiting with the auto shotgun. Icebite throws a flashbang in. Oh, on the southern part, Pice takes out Red Elixir, who was trying to go through the other barbed wire, and Gramstar takes out Icebite, who did not check his corners, I guess, actually there. Walking through the barbed wire, and Gramstar was waiting behind the corner, and it took him out. And now it's down to Breeze and Dakdog. They're throwing a flashbang and trying to get through the freezer shovels here. No, they don't actually. They're trying to find Pice, who's hiding far south. And Akuna Flacken comes around from north and throws him off and deals some damage on Dakdog, but no ball falls back. Still, all defenders alive against 2 attackers left. 26 seconds on the clock, so they kind of have to make a move now. Dakdog rotating around. Oh, being taken out by Pice. Really long range double kill, actually triple kill for Pice. He got a kill on Red Elixir earlier, and that was a perfectly clean sweep for LCG. Again, a very, very strong defense from them.
Yeah, good sweep for them. I'd have to agree. Pays really stood up there. He got his kills that his team deserved, and the barbed wire actually was pretty well placed. So I think you can tell I'm back in now. So
yeah.
I'll
Welcome
let you,
back. Seems
I'll
like the
let
stream
you,
is in as well, so that's good. We have some
yeah,
results.
we have our backup and everything set up. So I'll let you describe this next map coming up. We did have a C-Store just go off, so first round going the favor of LCG in a clean sweep. They're going to keep their utility.
It was actually very similar to one of the rounds during the first game where LCG was defending on the Kill House map, I think. No, actually it was C-Store as well. They managed to cut off like all entrances to the area they wanted to hold as well, and it was very similar. It was a very similar situation. They cut off everything with barbed wire and just managed to hold their angles. And Codynamics, well, failed to get through there really, and not bringing frag grenades was to their loss there. So. Good start for LCG, 1-0, and now we're on Kronos Star, which is a factory map.
This is a popular map, to say the least.
Okay, actually, I don't think I saw this one before.
Sure. We had it the other day. I think it was yesterday. We saw Kronos Star. I mentioned how there were 4 possible entrance points here, and Toxic was one of them.
Oh yeah, actually, I think I watched the stream from that of that match. Yeah, I saw it. I did not cast it myself. I did not play on it yet, but yeah, I saw the stream where you actually mentioned that. Yeah, it has 4 entries, which is really unusual for Factory. So we have the red door on the east and the fan on the west, dogs on south as usual, and then still additionally a green door, Toxic. Well, actually, I guess the red door or the fan are the additional entry here, making it 4. But it's an interesting map with 4 vets, Toxic vets in the center, with the vets going over it. With the catwalk going over the vets, I mean. It's an interesting map for sure, and it seems like Codynamics wants to split. They want to oh no, I doubt they want to double charge. They probably want to put someone on fan while the rest of the team is pushing through dogs. And it seems like LCG is kind of set up for that though. Barbed wire on office entry, and then sitting on Vats, really ignoring the northern part of the map. We'll see how it works out.
Yeah, they do have the wall charge as well as they left both door charges in the truck, so it seems like they're going to be saving that for kill house. We are going to see Breeze leading here. He's slow walking with that wall charge while Cross goes up with that saber. He's got no utility on him, so he's going to have to rely on his team here to open up the site. And it looks like Lando is positioned perfectly for this, except the smoke might go off right on his position. The barbed wire, they may be aware of it on the side of Core Dynamics, but the breach is going in. Red Elixir is going to be the first in, but he's going to be Molotov down to 20 health. Flecken already taking him out with that Igmar. 2 shots from that, and he's dead on the ground in that smoke. That smoke isn't going to help him at all. Hayes and Lando are stuck behind it with Flecken, but Pablo is able just to hold close with the Molotov. I Spy is going to try to push in here, but the Molotov is going to completely cut him off. Actually, not enough. He's gotten through this slight little crack right here, and I Spy is going to try to pressure him, but he's got 3 people facing him. Hayes, Lando, and Flecken all taking him out. And
yeah, Lando could cross on the fan.
Yeah,
so
not
that
to
was
mention
very good for him.
Cross is gone, but now it's Breeze and Dagdog both split up on opposite sides of the map. They are in, but with 5 defenders between Dagdog and Breeze, there's not much they can do here. There isn't a mop on Gramstall. If Dagdog decides to push this office, he might as well be dead. But Breeze is coming up on the flank. Pablo only watching it on a shelf with a shotgun. Breeze slowly pushing up now. Gramstall's going to take the shot. It's not going to connect, though, with Dagdog. That's going to tell Flecken he's got a peek, but that gives Dagdog the kill. Gramstall's going to risk taking the second shot, and from there, Breeze can just try to push in and take him out. He's going to miss a 3rd shot on Breeze, but Dagdog's already gone from Pays on site, and Breeze is going to be the last one left with only 28 seconds to tap the bomb and get it done. Pablo's is just going to push up here, and Lando, he's holding the flank now. Breeze going in from Toxic. He might not be aware of this angle. Lando's going to get the easy kill onto Breeze. Core Dynamics with only 1 kill on the Flecken there. Taking an Igmar away from LCG, but not much more.
Yeah, that was, again, a very strong defense round for LCG here, holding this entry perfectly. I mean, the attackers managed to throw their smoke where they wanted to, but they were, except for one, they were all cut off from the Molotov. And the first one going in was hit by the Molotov as well. So they did not push in at the same time. And, well, that was... well, to their loss, really. The Molotov was perfectly timed and cut them off and completely countered the smoke as well. And yeah, that made it really easy for LCG. No, sorry. That made it really easy for LCG to hold that southern part. And yeah, Lando taking out Cross across the fan, or through the fan, across the Vats was obviously very, very beneficial for them as well. I think Pais managed to damage him a little earlier because he was the one watching the fan earlier, but then stole an AP25. So he did some damage on Cross, and then finally, like, they knew he's there, so I guess Lando just took the peak eventually and took him out there at the same time while the other attackers were pushing in through south. And well, that turned out very, very good for LCG, and we will see if they can repeat this. So far it's looking very good for them. I mean, they should still have both power weapons, and I'm not sure how many barbed wires they have left, but I think at least 2 still. So they're well, all cards in their hands. The attackers still... Actually, wait, are the attackers out of clackers?
No, they have 1 left with both door charges, I believe. Because they only
brought the wall charges this round.
They went green.
No, they charged red door first round. They're out of clackers. Yep, they did.
Oh, no.
They did. They're out of clackers. They have to go to reception.
Interesting, because there is an auto shotty as well as a mop in play. So both
this is gonna be really rough for Core Dynamics. This is gonna be really, really rough. They have to go through reception, if I'm not completely mistaken. And seems like actually they have drawings on the kitchen door, so maybe there's like, okay. I think they... I don't know.
I'll have to take a look at their utility.
I'm confused. They should not have a clacker. If I'm not... well, maybe I'm misremembering something. Would not be the first time. Anyway, let's just focus on what's happening so far. The defenders are setting up mostly on the eastern part of the map. And yeah, the locking down office, which is the bomb room with 2 barbed wires. Gramstall, however, is sitting in garage with the mob here, so that's interesting. Seems like I still have a clacker. Okay, maybe I was mistaken. I'm not sure where I miscounted, but apparently I did. And yeah, Gramstall sitting in garage. It's probably not going to do much if they actually go in kitchen, and looks like they do. Pais and Lando holding this though, and we have a split push by Breeze maybe going north.
So
we'll see.
Cross with that.
Oh no, Breeze has to. No, he has to come there. He has the door charge.
Exactly.
He's just went the wrong way.
Uh, Clacker's going to be patient here on the hands of Cross.
Yeah.
He is going to let them know that they're there. That might cause a rotate for LCG. It doesn't look like it though. It looks like
Gramstal's
Pablo and
moving.
Flecken just want to sit on site. And the door charge is down. The clack is about to go off. It looks like Cross is going to now clack it. Lando and Pace holding 2 angles with the Black Tars here. They could easily get a pick. Half health on Cross already, and Dagdog is now forced to peek this to back up his teammate. Red Elixir, Cross, and iSpy are all going to go in now on that reception push, trying to push them out of kitchen, but Lando's just in a safe cubby. If iSpy were to wallbang this right now, that would be very helpful for him. Bree's going to get some shots off, but Hayes lighting up Dagdog. Another member of LCG half health, and the nade is going to go off, but not useful enough. Hayes is going to be taken out in the end by Red Elixir. Will he notice Lando? Yes, he will, but Lando's already got 1. He's going to go for Breeze. He's got 2, but the trade is there for Dagdog. North side of the map is now getting pushed, and Gramstall's got to back off with that mop. He is on half health, so he's got to be aware of it. He does have a clacker on his hands, but he also has a Molotov to help him out. Molotov is going to go out. That is going to put a little bit more damage onto Cross, but iSpy, he's just going to go straight through it. He's got a close angle, and another mop shot's going to be gone from Gramstall. iSpy with the attacker shotgun, though. He's going to be up close and personal here. Flecken getting a little bit aggressive. He wants to get close, and iSpy is taking a chance with it. Wallbangs are starting to come out, but iSpy is going to get caught off guard in that barbed wire. Cross is going to peek out now, and Flecken's got 2. He's got iSpy and Cross shut down in that barbed wire.
Yeah, that was like part of this was just like pure equipment advantage. The defenders had the mob, the auto shotgun, 2 black tars, and an F1 Legros, which was kind of the weakest part of their lineup. Like they managed to get a bunch of stuff piled up throughout these 3 rounds. Apparently there was an issue with the red doors. Cross is complaining in chat. I'm not quite sure what that was.
I'm pretty sure he had a latency issue. There's a common issue where some players will place down the door charge, but it'll appear client side but not server side. So if it won't actually go off. So you just have to replace that door charge, and then you'll be good there. But that does kind of give away your position slightly. But even before they breached, there were some AP25 shots there. So I don't know if that was too much of an issue.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to remind people, this game is still in beta. There are issues, and like every player in the league is aware of the fact that we cannot there's not much we can do. We don't have the tools yet to like pause a match or something along those lines. We cannot pause. We cannot properly like restart or fix things. There's not much we can do. So far we just have to deal with bugs. Like I get flashbacks every now and again. I get flashbacks every now and again to the playoffs of the alpha season, where like the final match was basically decided by a huge bug, by a game-breaking bug. So we're used to that. It happens. It will get better over time, but for now we kind of have to live with it, unfortunately. But we're back to the C-Star map, but LCG starting 3-0 very strongly. Let's see what they do on the attack now. We're back to Fall Raven, and it seems like they want to basically do the same thing as Core Dynamics did in the first round, though. They want to go through chat. Oh, I didn't realize chat is actually a green entry. That was my mistake. That's why I thought they had a door charge. But chat is actually a green entry. That's just really unusual. Getting a free entry into chat to 2 green doors, that's very unusual. That's why I thought they had a door charge there, but nope. It's the free entry, and it seems like LCG wants to mirror that. It's basically the same attack plan as Core Dynamics did. Go through chat, split into bathroom and office, and go through bathroom and freezer into storefront. That's exactly what Core Dynamics did, and LCG countered that perfectly. We will see if Core Dynamics is able to hold this as well as LCG did in the first round. They're placing the barbed wire in bathroom as well. They have the auto shotgun positioning somewhere else, though. They don't put it north next to the bathroom door. Instead, crosses on the southern part of the map, and I think they only brought 1. Oh no, they actually brought another. Oh, actually, they brought 3 barbed wires. 1 on the other green door and 1 on the cave. Basically, all entrances to storefront are barbed off, except for
they want to stop this push, but it's not going to help that Gramstall blows up the shutter on that south side. He now has an angle, and the entirety of Core Dynamics is now forced onto the left side of the map with just that one door charge. Pretty strong idea from Gramstall. He might get a free pick here. He is going to get shots off, but Pablo now in shed. He's got a shotgun, and he's going to open up the doors for his teammate. Lando's already in. He's lit up iSpy. iSpy's full flash. He's going to be running back to freezer. He does have cover, but another flash is coming in for him. He's just getting flashed here. It's a flash party for him, and they do get taken out in the end by Flecken. Hayes is trying to take it a fight here. That's not very advantageous for him, but Breeze is gonna.
Yeah, but he got the kill. Actually, no, it was a collateral.
Gonna take out Lando though. Pays is trying to contest this while Pablo takes out the nade. The nade is going to push Red Elixir off the site. It's going to light him up to half health. He has to take the fight with Flecken now because he's out of position, but he's going to win it. Now it's just down to Pablo with the shotgun. All the members of Core Dynamics are tagged up, though. He might be able to get a free kill here. That's one on Red Elixir. Pablo now starting his killing spree. He's got that auto shotgun and no auto shotty for Breeze or Dagdog. It's just a Gruber and an AK. So we'll see LCG regroup here, and it's going to be Cross on those bakery shelves. Excuse me, Breeze on the bakery shelves, taking out Pablo. Gramstall now the last one alive, but one shot from Gramstall can take out Dagdog, and two on Breeze can kill it. He's going to get the shot on the Dagdog. He's got to take the second fight, but Breeze has the trade there, giving the first round that Core Dynamics needed to really turn this around. Picking up
Yeah, that was really interesting. Gramstall with the door charge on Storefront, I didn't pick that up during the planning phase. He really cuts off the whole angle, like the whole eastern part of the Storefront. And you saw, I think Darkdog and Cross were the ones who were like struggling with that. Gramstall couldn't find a kill there, but he managed to get shots off on them when they tried to get in a position to hold the northern door. They always had to be careful to not step too far east because, well, as soon as they did, Gramstall just laid fire on them, and so they were struggling there. But in the end, sorry, in the end, the defenders managed to turn this around, and yeah, Gramstall rotated eventually to get in and help his teammate there. But at the moment he arrived on site, Pablo was taken out and by Breeze, if I remember correctly, and he almost clutched this 1v2, but not quite enough. And well, I think it was a pretty decent defense by Core Dynamics. Well, they managed to hold against that plan from LCG, which looked pretty strong in my opinion. But now the thing is, LCG kind of in trouble now. They lost the Clacker, so they have to be a little bit more careful now and either eco this round, which it seems like they want to do, or eco last round. But it seems like they're deciding for this one, going through Toxic into storage, taking power. I mean, that's a possible route, I imagine. I would not be surprised to not see any defenders in Toxic nor storage. So you might as well just go through Toxic instead of breaching open the door in storage. The only thing you have to worry about are defenders sitting on the green door in office, holding north. But it seems like they want to counter that with a smoke grenade, so that might just work out for them. We will see. It opens them up to flanks though, like the defenders could start rotating, coming from VATS, going into Toxic and coming from behind. So they have to be worried about that. Seems like the defenders so far plan for a barbed wire on the VATS here, which makes that whole affair a little bit slower, but we will see. We will see. It doesn't seem... We will see if the attackers want to put someone on fan. They don't have a drawing for it, but they're going that way. They might as well put someone there. But yeah, it seems like all the defenders are positioned in the southern part of the map. I count 4. Where's the 5th one? Not spawned in, or I'm blind. I'm sure. Oh no, he's on the VATS. So yeah, all defenders spawned in southern part of the map. They have 1 in the generator, 1 in dock, 3 in office, basically. And so we'll see if they can capitalize on like a rotation or something, or if they can just hold down storage. I mean, they have that stronghold from that green door, but if they get smoked off, well, we'll see. We'll see. LCG is pushing in now. 2
players ready to hold the storage position, and it looks like iSpy and Dagdog are sort of positioned for this smoke here on Toxic. It looks like Gramstall is going to be opting for a rotate. Something interesting. There might be some sort of dock play.
I think he wants to smoke. Oh,
the smoke.
Oh no, he misses it.
The smoke isn't going to work out, but Pays is already up. I believe that smoke was meant for that entrance to storage, because they probably know that Breeze is holding it close, but little do they know he doesn't have a shotgun. He just has a Lagros. A little bit of damage going off, barely any though, maybe just like 5 onto Pays, just burning his toes a little bit, nothing too much. He's just getting into the action, but Flecken, he's pushing up to Dagdog's position now. If Dagdog realizes this, it's going to be a free kill for him. Flecken is aware, though, of that barbed wire, and he's going to say, hey, Pablo, come help me out here. I've got to push this position, and I'm not sure if somebody's holding it. Pablo's going to lead the charge now, and Flecken is behind him. He's got a flash in his hand ready. They're waiting for Lando's and Pay's words before they push in. It looks like they're just stalling for time now, and that might help out Core Dynamics. Lando is in the office position. He's taking a fight with Cross, but Breeze is on the north side of office to take him out. Hayes has realized that he's going to get the kill, but flashes not actually returned, and Dagdog's going to get a kill because that flash didn't go off. Hayes is going to try to take the close fight in the Cross, but Cross with the Igmar taking him out. Dagdog finally traded by Gramstall, and it's just 2 players of LCG, now 1. I Spy taking out Gramstall. El Pablo, he has 13 seconds to even tap the bomb now, and Cross is just going to be holding it. He actually gets Cross, but there's 2 players in the trucks. Red Elixir with the Legros, cleaning up Pablo.
That was interesting. I thought it looked really good for LCG because they managed to just get into the main factory's floor and storage uncontested. Basically, defenders did not decide to peek the green door into storage at all, and it just could take power there, even though Gramstall missed a really, really nice smoke. It would have been, like, it was a nice in the sense of, like, it was a really cool idea to just smoke this off from outside. But they didn't need it because the defenders did not actually decide to hold that at all, and they just took power for free. And it looked really good for them, but then Codynamics did something fairly clever. They fell back even further, and we had in the end 2 defenders sitting in the trucks in the southern part of Dogs, and that just made it like they fell back and hold their angles, and LCG just took a little bit too much time for all of that, Gramstall rotating around the whole map, basically coming in through Fan eventually, and they had to push up then, and Codynamics just managed to hold the angles and take them out. And securing the round. So it's 2-3 now. And I mean, that might be, if they're mirroring this, then they're winning 3 defense rounds as well. That would be very interesting for sure. I would not say that these maps are defender favorite at all, to be honest, but it seems like the teams are both very confident on their defense right now and struggling on the attack. So we'll see if that trend continues. I mean, okay, they're ecoed, so LCG still has I think, wall charge and a door charge and a clacker. So they can pretty much do whatever they want, and it seems like they want to blow up the kitchen door, but also want to go through the locker, reception lockers entry, through the garage, and carry a wall charge all the way through there, and then put it on the wall into office, which is rather interesting. I just realized this is okay. I was wondering what the button in lockers does. I guess it opens the northern door in garage. It opens the garage door. I wasn't actually aware of that earlier. So that's an interesting feature. It allows you to, if you just push lockers, it gets easier to take garage basically. So it doesn't seem like they want to take advantage of that though. I wonder if I guess they had NVG's last run and lost it, so they might not go for power again. Well, we'll see. They have a drawing on it though. So they might as well. Defenders are all pretty much stuck in the eastern part of the map. Seems like they want to barbed wire the entries to office and then just hold it from there, which might work out. It gives the whole western part of the map to the attackers though. Well, seems like I Spy wants to be a lurker here and sitting in kitchen in the nasty corner there, and see if we can find a kill. And with Elixir with the shotgun.
It worked. The shotguns in kitchen were very effective last time, especially with 1 black tar there. We did see a kitchen breach, but the barbed wire is really what's helping the defenders on these attacker-sided maps. The barbed wire are holding these key choke points, and the clack is already going to go off. I Spy has moved up to a closer position, but Flecken might catch him out here if he decides to flash and go in. Breeze is there ready to wallbang either garage or kitchen if he needs the backup, but reception control's already given up. I Spy's trying to counter this, but Pays is shotgun to open the door. Now Pays is going to get tagged up, but so is I Spy. He's less than half health. That button is going to get pressed, and now garage is open. That's going to put a lot of stress on Red Elixir. He doesn't know if anybody's out there. He does check it, but UAV is going to give away his position, and there's going to be a skirmish going on here in kitchen. Lots of wallbangs going out from Breeze and I Spy, as well as Flecken and Pays. They're just blasting away at these doors and walls. They know they have to be on site. Gramstall's going to get real close to Elixir, and it's going to be a shotgun to the head. Pays is going to get taken out by Breeze on the wallbang. He's looking for a second. But the wall will take him out. Gramstall immediately rushing into the site, taking out Dagdog. Now Cross is going to try to take the fight through it. He's actually going to get the kill. And Cross now waiting for the push on Lando, but the barbed wire is there to back him up. I Spy and Cross now put into very difficult positions here. They could get pinched if Flecken decides to push in at this opportune time. A flash is going to go into the site. That's going to be an entrance for Pablo. Will he notice I Spy? Yes, he will. I Spy is going to get taken out, and it's just down to Cross. They know where he is. They've called out the position, and Flecken's going to go in for it. Cross is going to get taken out in a 3v1 fashion. Bomb defused and an auto shotty being handed over to LCG.
Doesn't really matter. We're going to switch sides now, but yeah. But that, what I want to point out was the coordination from Kuhn and Flecken and Pice, I think, on the southern part of the map. Kuhn and Flecken he was blowing up the door, but he was not actually going in. he was waiting there because he knew there's probably a defender hiding somewhere in kitchen waiting for me to step in and shoot me. And indeed, I Spy was sitting there. So Kunaflang just opened the door and hold the angle and waited. And then from the other side, through the green entry from Breezeway, actually blue entry in this case because windows, Pies was coming in from behind and was opening the door with the shotgun. And they traded some shots. And I Spy eventually decided, I don't want to be stuck here between two attackers. Let's just run. And gave up kitchen completely and joined his teammates in office. And that gave Kunaflang the entry into kitchen for free. And well, the rest is history, basically. So
Yeah.
strong attack for LCG here, I would say. And well, match point, actually. If they win this round, they take the whole match to 0.
Yeah, they take
And
the series 2-0.
yeah, taking the series to
see if,
0, and we'll see if they manage to do that.
Yeah, the pressure is on to Core Dynamics now, so we'll see what
for sure.
we'll see what measures they bring out to try to take it back, because this is an important match for them. LCG fighting for their honor right now, but if Core Dynamics doesn't bring this back, they're not going to be in the top 4, and that could be potentially frustrating for them. They've been showing that they are a strong team this season, but LCG, they definitely also shown some reform.
Yeah, they improved a lot throughout the season, so that's really good. Seems like they have Pablo being stuck with lag detector. That's very unfortunate to hear. We'll hope he gets back in time. But yeah, we're back to Full Raven, and I have bad news for Core Dynamics. So far, this map did not go well for the attackers at all. Both rounds on this map so far were handed to the defenders. I mean, the latter one of the 2 rounds where LCG was attacking was a little closer, I guess. But Core Dynamics really struggled to take this on the first round. So we'll see if they change their plan and do something else. And it seems like they want to. It seems like they want to go through storage into arcade and taking power, which might work out for them. We will see. I mean, if LCG sticks to their plan from earlier, they will just hide in storefront again. It seems like they want to do it a little different this time. Someone is putting barbed wire in the shed office door, and I think we have a barbed wire in the storage arcade door, and that's 3 barbed wires. I mean, they only have to win 1 round. If it works out, it works out, right? So yeah. I guess they take that risk, and seems like they set it up, and this might counter their arcade storage push quite well, actually. We'll see.
We'll see. But it is going to be Core Dynamics to slow walk towards their destination. Cross is going to get that door charge down onto the storage door, and nobody's going to be holding it. There is the normal barbed wires, but there's 3 down. It looks like LCG wants to finish it now, and Core Dynamics now pushing into this storage position. Smoke is going out for I Spy, and there's going to be the first gunshots fired. It's going to be a kill for Cross on Delando. Pablo's taking his position, though. He might get a trade, but Breeze with the pickup on second. And I Spy's now just holding this bathroom position. He might get caught out here, and that's going to finally be a kill for LCG. Pace taking him out. And now the round has shifted slightly because Cross is on such low health. They've got to have Red Elixir and Dagdog entry, but Dagdog's just sticking it back. It looks like Cross is leading the charge, though, even though he is on low health. Breeze is going to peek out. Flecken's got 1 on Breeze. He's going to go for the second peek. Cross is going to get the refrag, even though he's low. Impressive from him. They're rushing into Pace now. The Red Elixir trying to get the kill. It's going to happen, and now it's just down to Gramstall. He is full health, but all he has is a knack. That fire rate's going to win him the fight on Cross, and it's just down to Dagdog, Red Elixir, and Gramstall. Gramstall still nearly at full health, but he's going to take the fight with Red Elixir. Dagdog actually going to TK, but he does get Gramstall in the end, and close.
He can actually get Gramstall before he kills his teammate. So yeah. That was like a last stray bullet. That was close. Interesting. It worked out quite well, actually. They managed to get killed through the arcade storage door. So LCG, they're not holding arcade perfectly, and Core Dynamics just realized, hey, they're not actually holding the angles on the barbed wire. They're just giving us a long angle through the door. So let's take advantage of that. And they managed to find Pablo and Lando through that door. And even though one of them was killed in bathroom, they managed to come back from that, and in the end it was down to Gramstall, who was playing very aggressively with the nag, and managed to get 2 kills technically. He only killed 1, but I guess the other was on his account anyway. And but yeah, 1v3 is just like a hard sell, especially with the nag. You just don't have the bullets for 3 enemies, really.
Yeah, they're all
fire
in your
rate.
face. You can't do that. I mean, I've seen some good plays with the knack. There are people that can tap very well with it, but
Yeah.
unless you're that's your dedicated gun that you plan to use almost every round, there's not a lot of players that can do that sort of clutch there. There was the potential, especially with the TK at the end. But I guess the timing was just slightly off for Gramstall there. He almost had it.
Yeah. Still 2 match points for LCG though. They only have to win one of the next 2 rounds, but they use 3 barbed wires now. I don't think they use the auto shotgun though, so they should still be good on power weapons. But yeah, they're down one. They're a little low on barbed wires, but I guess they just only have to win one of the 2 rounds, so they can really. It's not too big of a deal. We will see what they do. So far, I see a lot of circles and crosses on the map. I'm not quite sure what that is supposed to mean, especially from Core Dynamics. This doesn't look like a plan. This is more like a they're here, I guess.
Yeah, chicken scratch, to say the least. They might want to wallbang Doc a little bit.
Yeah.
But,
Seems like they're changing it now. Yeah, it seems like they want to go through docks. So that would be interesting. Gives you a pretty short path on bomb, but you have to fight against people sitting on VATs. But if there's barbed wire on VATs, the defender on VATs has a hard time like getting a good angle because he has to walk through his own barbed wire and also has to worry about someone being on fans. So it's a little bit dangerous. But yeah, defenders can sit in office, which has a window and a green door into the bomb room. So that's not easy either. I think you have to take out office before you take the bomb here, really. So we'll see if they do that. Seems like they actually want to maybe split push or change plans last second. I'm not quite sure. I want to go to the toxic now. We'll see if they split up or all go there in a moment. But yeah, LCG's plan seems to be to fortify office and not giving them storage. Well, actually, no, I think they want to give them storage for free, but don't want to give them office at all, because they know as long as we can hold office, we can hold the bomb. So it seems like the attackers are all going north, but they have a door charge and a clacker. So I wonder what they're going to do with that. We'll find out in a second. Maybe go fan? No.
we'll find out, but they're going to be pushing up the Toxic now. The Saber is in the hands of Cross with a clacker.
Actually, they have a door charge. Never mind. Sorry.
Yes, they do. They have a door charge on the hands of Breeze. Breeze and Cross are going to be going for a storage take, possibly. Door charge down. Cross is going to clack it, and it looks like they might go for a simultaneous Toxic push. The flashes are in on storage and Toxic, and they're just taking map control. But little do they know, the only person that they have watching them right now is Gramstall on that south side with the mop. He does have a flare, so if they end up going for power, he can just hold it. But 2 Igmars is going to be rough.
Actually, I have 3 flares. I just want to point that out. They have 3 flares. They're prepared for a power play. They just gave up storage and said, yeah, take power. We have flares.
Awesome. He might get a kill here, actually, on the Pays if he angles this correctly. The flash is there for Red Elixir. Pays is going to be looking low side, and that's going to give Cross the opportunity to get the free kill. He wasn't paying attention to Cross. He was more focused on the fight with Red Elixir, and that's going to give Cross the kill. Now, Dagdog pushing in with that grenade. Gramstall is going to be aware of it. He's ready to reposition for this. He has the cover. He has the mop in his hands, and they're going to be aware of this second player, Pablo. They know he plays here with a shotgun, so they're going to peek it. Actually hitting the shot on Gramstall. Frustrating because he can't hit the headshot, but Dagdog's now at 15 HP. Breeze is going to peek out, try to get the shotgun player. Pistol's out, but it's not going to work out. Gramstall missing the second shot on Dagdog, but there's already 30 seconds left. The attackers have to get on this bomb or it's already given up. Smokes are finally going into the site, but they're slightly out of position. Flecken is forced into the smoke, but that's going to be a position for them to hold. Lando is on the site. Red Elixir's going to be sticking the bomb. Can iSpy back him up? Gramstall's in. iSpy holding onto it. Red Elixir, if he just sticks the bomb here, he could win the round for his team. Lando spraying wildly. Pablo's dropped out the window. The bomb's going to get stuck into the smoke, going to fade away. It's gone, but 91% LCG clutching up Lando with 3 kills. The smoke fade. Perfect timing for LCG.
Oh, what was that? That was so chaotic. LCG was just rushing in from all sides, jumping into the smoke, and they took a long time to take out the attacker who was actually, who was it? Was Breeze on bomb? I'm not quite sure. No, Red Elixir was
bomb. He got off bomb because he was worried about his teammate dying who killed Gramstall. And from there, that just stalled enough time for them for the smoke to fade. And that gave LCG the round because the smoke faded at the perfect timing for them. That was, I mean, yes,
that was wild.
Core Dynamics did hesitate a little there with their push, but they definitely got through. If they had decided to stick that bomb, we may have seen a different outcome there.
Yeah, it was interesting because it was a little weird. They managed to they wanted to go through office really hard, and it seems like the other 3 team members of them were just stuck on VATS and did not really move forward at all and waited for this office fight to be over. And eventually, I think Gramstall found 1 kill. And no, Gramstall didn't, but his teammate, Pablo, found 1 kill, and the other attacker just pulled back and rotated around and helped through Toxic and followed up on his teammates. But yeah, then they just jumped on the bomb all of a sudden, and that like LCG was really panicking. You could see it, like they were jumping in on site from all directions, through the window, through the door, and just running into the smoke. And it looked good for Core Dynamics for a second, but in the end, it was enough for Core Dynamics. And yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
speaking
And LCG winning it out. And speaking of it, we do have one of the members of LCG here. We have Gramstall. So, Gramstall, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, hello. I'm Gramstall. I'm from Team LCG. I've been with the game since May last year, and I'm very proud of my team.
So, Pion, I'll let you start off the questions here for the interview.
Sure. So yeah, Gramsal, we talked about it in the last few days. It was always like you were always saying like your team is playing pretty well and coordinated in scrims and in ranked games and pubs and whatever. But when it comes to the league game, they're all just getting in full panic mode and communication breaks down. And I would say it seems like you worked on that very successfully. What's your take on that?
I mean, yes, we've done some practice in the past days. We definitely weren't perfect. There was still a lot of panic going on, but we we definitely managed some of that. Honestly, I was the most panicked one in that match. I could barely hit my shots, but we still pulled through.
Yeah, congratulations for sure. So yeah, that was well played. We managed to even out your score now. Actually, yeah. No, wait. Are you even out? No. Yeah, you are. You are. So congratulations on that. There was, I think, what was the most impressive for me were your very strong defense rounds. So you had multiple rounds where you just managed to lock down the area very well, especially in the second game with a few barbed wires, and then just hold your usually very short angles and manage to hold off Core Dynamics completely there. Was there like something Core Dynamics could have done different to overcome your fortresses, or was that just like something you trained for?
We didn't specifically train for anything. I we just tried to think of the best case scenario, what they could possibly do,
Mhm.
and but we didn't really prepare for any strategies that Core Dynamics specifically might do. But I'm very proud about that factory because at first we wanted to do another setup, but then I decided no, we're going all in on that factory,
Mhm.
that office defense, and it really worked out. Uh, but
It,
in terms of what they could have done better, let me think. I wasn't really the most attentive in the
Yeah,
match,
take your
so
time.
all good,
I
all
bet you
good.
guys are very feeling the adrenaline right now. You guys definitely
Yeah.
deserve that. You've put in the effort. You've definitely shown the league that you guys have improved upon the course of these 4 weeks. And I just want to take a moment and congratulate on you on that because this win is well deserved for LCG.
thank you. Yeah, and I'm very proud of my team.
Yeah, for sure. So let's go back to the last round really quickly because you said you changed plans last second basically. And what I noticed is like I was surprised because it looked like you were giving up storage completely, not holding it, and was like, ah, why is that a good idea? There's power there. Like when you attacked on that map, Core Dynamics paid for it because you just took power and then had the advantage from there on. But you decided to not take it, to just give it to them. But you just then I realized you just brought 3 flares. So I guess your plan was just like let them have power. We don't care.
Uh, I was talking about the factory round on the in the first match.
Oh, in the first game,
Yeah,
yeah, okay,
in this well, okay, we also focused heavily on Office in
on Office, yeah.
this this match. Well, yeah, we decided that Office is definitely the biggest stronghold
Mhm,
on that map. You could defend the entrance to Office fairly easily. You had a good line of sight on that, and even if they did go sorry, docks, you could still defend the stairs off up to Office.
mhm.
And yeah, we just decided, especially since the next map was going to be Kill House, that we take all 3 flares and go all in on that. Try to take the stronghold of Office. Uh, we did get a bit into panic mode when
When they
when
jumped on
they
the
got
bomb,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, when they smoked bomb and went all in on that, and then I got shot down in midair, and my teammate didn't quite hear about that. So yeah, that was a very close round, and I think if they had managed to pull that off, it could have gone the other way as well. And I think that push was really good from them, because them locking me down in office prevented me from looking towards VATS. So they
True.
really could take that route.
Yeah, they were crawling really slowly over that. So yeah, overall it was a very close match. I mean, it was 2-0 in the end in your favor, but both games were 5-3. So both games could have gone either way. I mean, you started really strong the second game, but they came back with a few rounds and almost took it from you. So yeah. Addax, any more questions?
I really don't have much to say. I just want to congratulate you and your team. This was definitely a well-deserved victory. I bet you definitely surprised Core Dynamics with how well you played today, and you've definitely shown some other teams that you are now a force to be reckoned with if you decide to come back for season 2 of League, which I'm assuming you guys will, considering you guys performed very well this season.
Yeah, we've
Other than
decided.
that, I don't really have any closing remarks unless you want to say something to your fans.
Well, I'm with my low self-esteem, I'm surprised we have fans, but I'm very happy about.
All the German community is rooting for you.
I am very happy about the support. I thank you, Payan, for all the words. Like, I listened in on the stream for a short moment after the first match ended, and yeah, I I thank everyone for the support, and we've decided to stay together and come back for the second season.
Glad to hear
Yeah,
that
but
for sure.
unfortunately, I believe we haven't qualified for the playoffs.
Well,
Or
that depends really now. It depends on how the players will be played, which is not finalized yet. So we will see. I think you're actually, by winning this, you secured yourself the 7th spot on the bracket, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm pretty sure you guys have just kept Core Dynamics from being in top 4. So you winning that game may have just given you a spot in the final stage. But we'll find out once we finalize the scores here.
Yeah, it seems like actually the bracket is updated already. So yeah, LCG is on spot 7, rank 7
Oh,
right now. Core Dynamics shortly behind, tied with SPG on rank 8. Actually, probably no, not tied. Okay, the tiebreaker is in favor of Core Dynamics, but it's like a third tiebreaker. Like they have the same Buchholz, set win is the same as well, and they just have a better point difference. So yeah, Core Dynamics on the 8th. So if we decide to like have 7 and 8 give a chance on the playoffs, then you're in. So that would be huge for you, I assume. And we'll find out when we have finalized that.
cool.
Well, the announcement will come out this week for sure. But yeah, before we close this, one last reminder: the last league, or the last regular league match before the playoffs, it's going to happen tomorrow at 2 p.m. EST. So that's the same time as this match today, and it's going to be, well, kind of the show match, I would say, between Eric Adworks and Darklight Studios, which are the bottom part of the bracket right now. So it's still a game I'm looking forward to. Like, yeah, they both teams got beaten out pretty hard so far, but one of them has to win tomorrow. So we'll find out who that is. And so that's going to be the last match, as I said, for this season before we move to the playoffs. And thanks to everyone. I want to take a short moment here to thank all the community members and players who watched and played in this league so far and made this happen. And also, obviously, thanks to the devs for making the game. I guess I'm kind of part of the dev team now as being the community manager, but still, like, I still feel like torn, especially in this position. Like, I'm part of the DPL team, but also part of the dev team. So I don't know. It's weird.
But other than that, I think we've closed up the match for today.
Yeah,
Congratulations to LCG, and I'd like to not necessarily press F to Core Dynamics, but because they still
no,
did strong this season. But
for sure.
we'll see who makes it into the playoffs. And other than that, I think we're ready to close it out for the day.
I mean,
Do you agree, Pyle?
one last word. If LCG gets in, then I guess either CD or SPG takes the other spot, because we're not going to do like top 7. That would be weird.
Well, the point, Core Dynamics has
Economics has
a
8
better
actually.
point
So yeah,
difference.
yeah,
So if either of those teams get in, it'll probably be Core Dynamics.
yeah.
So
You're right. So if LCG gets in, Core Dynamics gets in as well. So yeah.
May I
than that,
reveal
Anyway,
one secret?
huh?
sure.
We were taught to win so that red team would keep their fourth guaranteed place.
Yeah.
And Carter and Addax would have stayed in either way if we do the
Yeah,
eighth playoff. So yeah, we only won because we wanted Red Team to stay in fourth place.
for sure. That was your
I
only
guess
motivation. The,
I
the
guess some
only
Exactly.
reason you.
alliances are starting to form now. We're have
But
some
we're gonna beat
chance
them
here,
anyway.
hopefully.
No, I'm joking.
Well, I hope everybody here had a fantastic day watching this. Remember, our final match tomorrow is Dark Flight Studios versus Arik Aardvarks. It is going to be 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And other than that, Pion, do you have any closing words before we finish the stream up here and go for a raid?
One last big thank you to everyone. That's it from me.
And
Thank
that's
you.
it, everybody. Thank you for stopping by DPL today. This was Due Process League. Today, you saw LCG versus Core Dynamics. LCG winning it out in 2-0 fashion, 5-3 on both maps, and good job to them. Once again, thank you, everybody, for stopping by. And this was Due Process League. We'll see you all tomorrow.